Hey guys, Monday afternoon, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm always live at this time. Welcome, welcome. My live is then posted on YouTube every single week. I'm live once a week. And these are teaching sessions on mindset, gaining the best possible mindset for the manifestation of your desires, how to think of reality, how to think of your thoughts, how to stop being triggered by 3D, how to change what you think about yourself, and all sorts of topics about self-growth. You can bring your questions. I take questions that I get during the week. I also, if I read or see something interesting, I talk around it if I think it's of benefit to the group. So thank you for joining. We generally give everybody about a minute, and then we get going in your mindset and manifestation questions. Everybody, I have a group that I work with. The link is in my bio if you want to join. We're having a lot of fun this Saturday. We had a great session on, I do group coaching on my Facebook group. And I think there were some interesting topics there. And there's a 60-day challenge that we're doing. A lot of the people in my group, because I've been around for over a year, they're on their 5th, 6th iteration, and they keep doing it because they see benefits. I myself have been doing it constantly. And my life has changed quite dramatically over the last few years. And this is not the upper limit, okay? We can all do more. I myself have been doing it constantly. And my life has changed quite dramatically over the last few years. And this is not the upper limit, okay? We can all do more. At whatever point you are, you can do more. Guys, please don't call me. I don't take calls during my live, okay? Let's just see. I don't know how to turn this off completely, but I'm gonna get right into it, okay? I have a few questions today, and then I want to talk about more about the nature of reality, but one of the questions is a segue into it. So one of the questions is this. Somebody asked why in the law of attraction they use universe, not God, and why they thank the universe and not God. Can you explain it for me, please? So this goes to the point of what is the nature of reality, how we think about God, how we think about the universe. Are they two different things? Is the universe another name for God? And here's the thing. God is the designer of the universe, okay? The creator of the universe. And we can debate all we want about what God's intentions is for us, but that's not the topic of my content. The topic of my content is understanding the nature of reality such that you can change reality. So the reason they talk about the universe and not God is because the universe works on fixed laws. That's the whole point of the law of attraction, the law of assumption. It's understanding that just as there are natural laws, there are these other laws that are not so obvious as the law of gravity, but nevertheless, they're just as precise if you know how to use them, right? So when they're saying the universe and the law of attraction in the universe, it's because it works for everybody in the same way. If you are saying God would give me, then automatically what happens in your mind is you go to that notion of God that is personal to everybody. You go to that religious notion of God that is ingrained based on your programming since birth, right? So if since birth you thought of God a certain way, and you're a sinner and you feel guilty and you don't see yourself worthy of the love of God, why would God give you anything? So it's not possible for you to understand this natural laws of the universe if you put it in the concept of your personal God. This is the whole idea of the law of attraction. It's a law. It operates as a law, right? This doesn't mean there is no God. In a universe where, if you've done this work for a while, you walk around and your thoughts can affect reality. When you can write things down with intention, keep your attention on that intention, and all of a sudden those things come to pass, or people say to you the exact same things you wrote down, that reality must be created that way. That law must exist, okay? While we can all accept that logically maybe we evolved from a rock and, a small cell organism, okay. But that would never be able to explain how our thoughts create reality, right? So number one, you already know the existence of God because you're in a game where your thoughts affect reality, and that's not evolution. It has nothing to do with that. All of a sudden, you got to understand the mechanism under which that works, right? It's not like God said, okay, for Mona, her thoughts will affect reality. For Adriana, it's not going to be like that. It's not. It's obvious if even one person's thoughts can affect reality, it follows that everyone's thoughts can affect reality. If you're a religious person, Jesus always said this, all the things I can do, you can do greater things than this. And you know that, the Bible is full of esoteric teachings and things that were kind of like, people kind of, the priests or the pastors, they overlook, they don't want to talk about that because they don't really understand. Like, but this is a clear verse from the Bible. These things you see me do, you can do also, in even greater things you can do. So I hope that answers your question. The structure of the world that I understand it, there's a creator of a game. We're inside the game. Okay, of course, God can access the game and make changes in the game. And of course, you can probably connect to the creator because the game is made like this. But God has not intended for you to go to God and beg, God, give me this and give me this and give me this, the way they tell you in religion. God has left a very pertinent machine in which you operate and in which you should take responsibility for the creation of your life. Now remember, guys, we're all energy outside of this reality, outside of the game, wherever we're projecting from, or if you're religious, your soul, it's all energy. Like when that energy of you, the you signature, projects into this reality, into this game, simulation, movie, script, whatever you want to call it, it's not just this that you see that's projected. So your energetic signature, pay attention now, you are not just this body. You, as projected from outside, are your whole environment, your whole circumstances and events. This is what they mean, that you are everything and that everyone is you pushed out. All it means is that your signature, let's call it an electric signature that projects in here, that light that is you, that information packet that is you that projects in here, is projecting not just your physical body. You're projected with everything. And if you want to change everything or anything in this projected reality, you got to go back to the source. You got to go back and see what's in there. See what's in that information packet that is projecting. Okay? And that's when we come to self-identity. So the self-identity question becomes, when you speak about yourself, when you keep giving instructions, because you can give instructions from here into the energy packet that's projecting, and it's a two-way street, right? When you're giving information from here, let's take a practical example. Are you a sick person who's trying to get well, who's chasing health? Or are you a healthy person fighting a temporary condition? When you see yourself, are you a poor person trying to manifest a win, trying to manifest a break? Or are you a rich person fighting a temporary financial setback? This is deep. I want you to understand this, because when you come to this work, if you're coming with this mentality of, which is an instruction, your mentality is an instruction in the universe, in the game. If you're coming with this mentality saying, I am a poor person, I don't have money, I'm poor, that's automatically implies I'm poor, and I'm trying to manifest a win, I'm trying to manifest some money, $10,000, anything, that is from a poverty mentality. If you don't have money right now, better way to think it is, I'm a very prosperous person and I don't even understand this temporary setback because it's definitely not me. It's not what's the me outside the game. I'm prosperous. I have a lot of light. I have a lot of things to give. I have all of this. So I'm not. I am a very healthy person. So I don't understand this illness, this temporary thing. It's got to go away because obviously I'm not a sick person. I am a healthy, vibrant, flexible person. So a self-identity, depending from which point you're trying to manifest. will determine how easy it becomes for you to create your life. If you're saying, I'm poor and I want to manifest a win, it's going to be hard to manifest a win, right? Because your energetic signature is that you're poor. What's this? Swipe right? What is it? I don't understand. Okay, I don't really know how to use this system, so oh, gosh, they don't make it simple. Okay, I want to stop here. Oh no, I want to finish her question. She said, why do we thank the universe and not God? So the thanking part, you got to understand this. God doesn't need your thank you, and this neutral machine, the universe, also doesn't need your thank you. But the reason you should be thankful is because gratitude is an instruction in the game. That's all it is. So when you say thank you and you're feeling grateful and something amazing has happened to you today, it gives you goosebumps. You know that feeling like, oh my God, that feeling is raising your vibration. And when you're raising your vibration in a moment where you had a win, what's happening is that's an instruction in the universe. I want more of this. That's all that thank you and gratitude is. Thank you means give me more. But you got to feel it. It can't be a fake thank you. Thanks. You know, it has to be like, oh my God, you know, think of it in small things. Your husband just brought you some flowers. You say thank you to him, of course, but inside, you got to instruct the universe. Oh my God, I am so excited to receive these flowers. I'm so grateful for him. That will prompt more of these events in your life. You understand? You understand why you don't thank the universe, and you don't thank God either. Nobody needs your thank you. All they need is more instructions. Now, if you're ungrateful, that's also an instruction. It's an instruction. So remember, oh God, what is this doing? So remember, the game is awaiting your input. You are the input. And the projection of everything in your life, not just your body, comes from the other side. Don't think too much of it. I don't want to make it too complicated. Just want you to understand that you have an energetic signature. That's where you need to work. In your meditation, in your intention setting, in how you see your ideal self. This is what it means, my ideal self. When I think of my ideal self, I don't just think of how much I want to weigh and the shape of my body. I think of my whole life, right? If I see my identity as a wife, as a mother, if I see myself as the CEO of some corporation, as traveling the world and being always free, that is my identity intention setting. I can't just see myself as this piece of meat. I gotta see myself is like everything that happens to me, everything that surrounds me. I hope this is way more clear than you know, what we discussed so far, because you know, I've been asked to talk a bit more in depth about it, right? God has, I'm sure, a reason why he set this game. You don't need to really think about it too much. The universe is a neutral machine, and it takes both good and bad. Now in the universe, the worst thing you can do in the universe is show up in life and say, if there was a God, there wouldn't be all this wars and destruction and all this stuff. Why did God allow for this to happen, right? Why does the universe work this way? You become resentful. What can you do about it? The universe operates under some laws you don't understand. And instead of spending time to understand how you can apply these laws to your life, you ask, guys, please don't call me. I don't take calls during my life. You ask, why doesn't the universe work the way I want it to work? Why doesn't this complex machine that creates everything go according to my moral code? And so a lot of people get in this question, they get lost in this question. They lose faith, they lose hope for their own lives, they become very resentful, and all of these, again, they're instructions. So their life keeps going that way, it keeps going worse and worse because of that. So I want you guys to understand, there's no point to ask why the universe works the way it is. You're in a game that works based on its own rules. It's got nothing to do with you. You just exist in it, and you got to understand how you can use the rules to your advantage. Stop asking the question, why is this not the way I want it to be? Why is the world not the way I want it to be? And ask, how does this work? How can I apply it to contribute to others and improve my own life? Remember, improving your own life will happen automatically once you start contributing to others and once you ask that question. I want to see what if I missed anything, if I missed any interesting questions. Can you give your opinion on robotic affirmations? Yeah, I tried it more like towards the beginning of my journey. I tried it twice. Both times they gave me a massive headache. So for me, it didn't work. I also coach a woman who told me she was doing robotic affirmations for 17 months and nothing had happened. So she just reached out to see how I can help her. So I told her to stop immediately, right? Because 17 months is way too long to see no results. But I asked her how long she spent on it. She said she spent 4 to 5 hours every single day. So I don't know about you, but my life is way too valuable to spend 4 to 5 hours in robotic affirmations that give me a headache. I would rather slowly, step by step, start understanding who I am, where I am, keeping my attention on my intention, understand there's a game that has a rhyme and reason, and understand how I can access it. But robotic affirmations, when they work based on an instruction to the system. Now, what will happen if you just robotically affirm but change nothing else about yourself? You might be able to create something that you're not going to be able to sustain. This happens a lot with SPs. They come and they go. They come and they go. They come, sometimes they tell you exactly the things you robotically affirmed. Then they go again because all spells eventually unravel. But if you make a change to the energy source that you are, then that change is permanent because you've changed the source. Every morning when I wake up, I say to myself, what am I going to create today? Exactly. You know, another one I like to use, I always ask myself when I have a very specific goal, what is the shortest path between me and me with this? Ask the universe, what is the shortest path between me and me here? Or me with this person? And then let the universe unfold that. Do thoughts immediately start shifting reality, or is there a time delay? There's a time delay, and it's really good that there's a time delay because we can't control our thoughts. By the way, 70% of our thoughts are not necessary, or 80%. They're like random thoughts that happen during the day. If I think of an elephant and one were to materialize on top of my car right now, that wouldn't be a good thing, right? So there's a time delay and there's a reason for it. Now, in that time delay, you might have lost the signature of that thought, so that thought never manifests. And again, that's also a good thing if if you had just a random thought. Or imagine how horrible it would be if all the people you have desired materialize in your living room right now. So of course there would be a time delay, and in that time delay, what you do is crucial. How can I find my success in work? I want to do interior art, social media, but I do nothing. I'm 40. By the way, your age doesn't matter in the game. It doesn't matter at all. This is just a social construct around what you can and cannot do. People can get married at 80 years old. People can do what they like at 60 years old. It doesn't matter. So I want everybody to drop the age thing and understand that every idea we have about age, by the way, we're not supposed to get worse through life. We're supposed to get better. You're supposed to be better at 40 than you are at 25. Better in every way as a human being. Maybe you have more crow's feet. Okay, that's fine. But you are supposed to be better. You're supposed to show up here and be like, obviously I'm going to be successful because I'm not 25 anymore. I'm 40. And I'm so strong. In those last 15 years, I developed so much strength and wisdom that I can now be an actual value to these things that I want to do. Let's see. This sounds like a fictional delusion. Okay. Keep doing live from 3D. It's not a problem. How can I know what to work? Okay, so you said that. We talked about that. Hi, guys. Some people saying hi to me. I like how you describe the source. Is that on YouTube? I have quite a bit of stuff on my YouTube. All my lives get posted on YouTube. I'm live, but it's kind of like a podcast and teaching and stuff. So I'm live once a week, and it's all posted on my YouTube. By the way, it's posted under a list. It's called Manifestation Q&A or something like that. But then I have a list of shorter videos that's called Lessons in Manifesting also, that some of the videos are not here. How to stop checking in 3D with self-discipline, the same way as you stop eating one day if you want to stop eating one day. By the way, in my group we fast one day a week. We do a black fast. I've done it last week, completely black fast, just with water. Start with that. If you can't control your body in 3D, you cannot control anything else. If you can't control how often you access your phone, you cannot control reality. You can't. The discipline that's required in this work to keep your attention on your intention and to know that your intention is going to come to pass no matter what happens in 3D, it's extreme. We're not taught that level of discipline. People aren't taught how to have that discipline. So you have to slowly develop that discipline. If you're not the type that goes to the gym at the time that they said they would, who can, if I say skip lunch and dinner, you can do it no problem because you are in control of your body's not in control of you. If I say don't reply to that text and you can't control yourself, you can't sleep at night not replying, that has to do with your levels of discipline. If you don't have discipline, you're not going to be successful in doing life from 3D, from 5D. You just got to keep going in 3D. Just check 3D and let 3D tell you how it's going to be. That's fine too. You have a script in front of you, right? You guys understand we all have a script that unfolds. We call it fate or destiny. Based on how does it unfold? Based on the person you were yesterday. You just get more of that. Based on the events that happened to you so far, you just get more of that. Let's see. My advice is golden. Thank you so much. The cat is awesome. You know, I bought this shirt and I tell you, not hand on my heart, I didn't know that it's like the cat is giving the finger, you know? So it's like if I go like this, yeah, it's just so funny, but I just keep it like that. And then when I bought it, I noticed that and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't want it around my kid. So it's just really funny that I didn't know it's a thing. I got it in Montreal. I'm from Canada. Let's see. I think the delusion comes when we believe that our subconscious beliefs have no effect on our lives. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Our subconscious beliefs create our lives, right? Sorry to ask again, I'm better at 40, but I don't have clarity what to work, what to do. Okay, so that's where you need to work. Do the 60-day challenge in my bio. That's clarified a lot of the life path for people in general from my group. If somebody can tell Lily that that's the case. Initially, the goals we want to work on are society imposed goals. You know, I want to get married. I want to have a job that pays this much. I want to drive this kind of car. But as you start doing the work on yourself, you'll realize those aren't exactly what you want. So you're right. Clarity is you got to know what you want to get what you want, basically. How to know if I created him to go away or if he left because of a bigger manifestation? This is too hard to answer with no context and not understanding your life. Okay. Understand that the rule set in the universe, let's keep going and then I'll take more questions. Understand that the rule set in the universe, it's probabilistic, okay? It's not deterministic. So basically every rule, whether it's a natural law or the law of attraction or the law of all these laws of compensation, of reciprocity, all of these laws are probable. They're not 100% determined. And this is how you can explain all the events that are kind of like, we call them miracles or we call them outside the laws, or like how, you know, some gurus or monks can levitate, or how somebody can move an object from here to here with their mind. These things happen in the world. It doesn't happen to people who live in 3D, really, because we're caught up so in the game, so it wouldn't happen to someone like me or you, but it does happen. And the reason it can happen is that for each of the next step, the universe, the game, the computer, calculates a certain probability of that event happening a certain way. And so if you know how to access the computer, you can give more probability to an event that you want to happen versus to an event that is likely to happen based on your past. Does that make sense? Yes, this live will be posted on YouTube. All my lives are posted on YouTube. So by doing this work, simply give more probability to an event happening. And you can do this with natural laws as well. People do this all the time with natural laws, but you shouldn't worry about doing that because that's a waste of your energy. You shouldn't worry about developing telekinesis or anything like that. if all you want is a good life, unless that's your interest, that's what you want to do in life. But all of this is possible, but it's not probable based on this model that's operating right now. So for you to affect the probability of an event has to do with how clear your intention, how much your attention, how pure is your energetic matrix. And you can test this by how are you triggered, or when you interact with people, how much effect they can have on you. How much of other people's energy do you absorb on a daily basis? How easy it is to penetrate your energy system. If someone insults you, can you just walk away without feeling anything and understanding that insult has to do with the other person and not just with you? You know, remember, like, if you're religious, Jesus said, turn the other cheek. This is what it means. It's not literal. It's just that another's point of vibration, you shouldn't let another's point of vibration affect you. I am the best for explaining ideas for the mindset. Thank you so much. Thank you, Laura. Hi, Mona. I find the most frustrating part is how long it takes to get what you're trying to manifest. If it takes longer than 3D allows as normal, you're doing something wrong. So if you're trying to manifest marriage, you're single, it's obvious you're not going to get married next week. That would be a disaster if you get married next week. Okay? It means you've done something wrong if you're single. So how long should it take? If you are of this mindset, you should be engaged within 2 years. You should have been able to meet a person and get engaged if you're doing it from 5D. Because 2 years, 18 months to 2 years to get engaged from the time that you're single is a reasonable amount of time in 3D. If it's taking longer than that, you're doing something wrong. If you are in 5D and you're creating this ideal person for you, and you're seeing your life with this person, and you haven't met this person in the first year of doing this work, you're doing something wrong. There are certain paradigms in your mind that are preventing you from accessing the probability of this person meeting this person. Whether that's your self-worth, whether that's your view on how reality works, whether your paradigm is now infused with all men are cheaters and there are no good men out there. Whatever it is in your mind, it's something in there that's preventing you. So if you have a very clear manifestation that you're working on that hasn't come within a time frame that 3D allows it to come, you're doing something wrong. Guys, thank you for all compliments. Not necessary, but thank you so much. I just want you to take something from this. Something should speak to you from my life. Something. If you find yourself tuned into this life right now, there's a reason for it. And one sentence here is for you. One sentence in here is about your next step. Does discernment improve as you unpack your subconscious? For example, when you meet somebody new, it should. Of course it should. Your discernment should improve as you unpack your subconscious, because when you unpack your subconscious, if you're doing it right, you gotta see in there all the errors in your thinking that have led you to this current point in time and all your decisions. And it's okay. You don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to feel like you wasted your time and resentful. You gotta understand that the person who's made those decisions was a different version of you. Every day you should be a better version of yourself, right? So obviously your discernment should improve, but you should also have very strict step-by-step social rules when you meet somebody new, because those social rules will help you follow a path in which you have sufficient time for your energy system to feel the other person's energy system. What happens usually when you meet somebody new, we get really excited, and then we tend to ignore all the red flags. Or we tend to ignore, maybe they're not red flags, but maybe they're things that don't sit well in your energy system. So if in my energy system, I need right now a man who prioritizes me, and that's what I need, you know, for my growth, I need to relax in someone's protective energy. But I meet a man who meets my standards of behavior, but his priority right now, he has, I don't know, 2 sick children and 5 businesses. That man, no matter how, you know, he'd be loyal to me or he'd be a good partner in theory, if he can't give me what I need right now, my energy system will not be okay with me getting involved with his energy system, because he's taking, whether he wants to take or not, and I'm not getting what I need. So your discernment is not just, oh, let me assess his bank account and let me, your discernment is this person able to give you what you need at this point in time, at this particular point in time in his life and in your life. And this is why you need time. You need time to assess this. It's not just time to get to know him. You need time to assess how you feel when he texts you or doesn't text you. How rattled is your energy system around him before you meet him, after he leaves? All of this needs to be assessed. Let's see, I hope this helps my queens. I really want to do better with the dating life of all of my queens. You know, I know a lot of you are still struggling with some of the concepts, so I don't mind talking more about it for anybody who's dating. If you guys don't know, due to this work, I was able to create an ideal. I was married before, so when I started this work, I was divorced, and I was able to create an ideal husband for myself, to whom I'm happily married right now. He was my SP at some point. We split up. He came back as a new version of himself. We're really just very happy. But I'm telling you, I did it. Whoever's been following me for the last year and a half knows all this, because I just got married this summer to him. So it's very, very possible. But I'm telling you, I did it step by step, exactly like this, with envisioning my needs, with assessing my needs, with dropping everything when my needs weren't met, etc., etc. This is how you should do it to ensure long-term happiness. Don't be focused, obsessed with one guy. It's not worth it. Vision board on the phone, digitally or printed, in my 60-day challenge, because it has to be in the same spot as your affirmations and everything else. But you can put it everywhere. Just don't become obsessed with it. By the way, you can't become obsessed with anything. Your affirmations, your vision board, don't become obsessed with it, because whatever you become obsessed with is not obsessed with you. It's higher than you, right? It's an aspiration. That's not what a vision board is. Shouldn't be an aspiration. Shouldn't be something higher than your current point of vibration. How long does it take for money? It depends where you're at. Depends where you're at in relation to money. Remember the question I asked in the beginning of this live? Are you a poor person trying to manifest a win? Or are you a rich person fighting a temporary financial setback? Depends where you're at. Who are you? What's your identity? The universe will give you an experience that will help purge out of you what's not allowing you. Yeah, that experience may be super painful. Be prepared for it. Guys, when you start this work, you have to be committed to this work, or you're gonna find out, or you're gonna quit it for sure the first time you encounter pain. Because people come to this work and they're like, my life is just gonna be roses and honey and all these good things. It's not like that. Okay, exactly like this person is saying, whatever is in you that's preventing you from living the life that you want to live will be purged, sometimes in the most painful way. So if you come to this work, you have to be like, I'm committed. I'm not going to give up. Between the time I set up my goal and the time it comes to pass, I'm ready to face myself. I'm ready to face everything in me that's preventing me from this. I'm ready to, everything that happens is an advantage. Okay, because everything that happens is a lesson and a moment to evolve. How to know which man can fulfill a marriage manifestation if I have several options? This is also hard to answer without knowing your life, because like I said, the way you should assess a man. So first of all, I have 3 requirements for my queens who are dating. You have to look for a protector, provider, prioritizer. That's high level, okay? And again, that doesn't have to do with the guy's income, okay? No matter how much money he has, if you're okay with living within that standard of whatever he has, he should be a provider for you. He should want to share everything with you. And he should have no expectation of reciprocity on that from you. That's what a provider is. That doesn't have anything to do with millions of dollars. Guys, I don't take calls during my lives. Please don't call me. I don't know how to turn this call option off. And then if you have several options, like I said, you need to sit with them and assess your energy system. Sit with them doesn't mean sleep with them, okay? I said sit with them. Assess step by step. Trying to get out of a job I hate and work from home, hard to let go of the how and wait for something. Remember, this game is not about waiting for anything. It's setting a goal and taking inspired action every day. Every day you should wake up to be like, what action can I take today that will get me closer to me working from home every day? Have this question on your computer screen at home. What action? I'm ready to work. I'm ready to take the action. Show me the path, and then answer every email that's weird, answer every phone call. See what's out there for you. Assess, how does this event, experience, conversation bring me closer to my goal? And if you feel like it doesn't, drop it. So a lot of people think you can build on old foundations, right? You can keep the job you hate, and on top of that, your amazing business will be manifested. I'm gonna give you my story quickly from back in the day. This was like 9 years ago. I had a corporate job and I hated it. At this point, I hated it. I did well in it and it was okay for a while, but at this point I hated it. I wanted to start my own business. So I told myself, if only I had 50,000 cash in the bank, it would be enough to cover, some expenses and for a few months, and also invest in a business that I had exact idea what I want to do. But I was thinking, how can I transition from my job, which was paying about 150 a year, so it wasn't like something I could just quit, to that. And then within a few months, they let me go, and my net termination package, they let me go. I was there for 10 years. They let me go, and they gave me a termination package of 52,000 net. So exactly what I said I wanted. So it wasn't possible for me to say, I have a job I hate, and on top of this, I'm going to manifest an amazing business. I had to formulate it a different way, and I didn't realize it at the time what I was doing. I was actually thinking of this solution of like, I know what to do with $50,000. If I had that, I could leave this job behind. So I formulated it different. Think about it. You can't just say, I hate this job and I need something good. It takes more than that. You got to be a bit more specific than that. Let's see what we have here. Oh, sorry. Worth the pain when the blocks literally break down. 100%. 100%. I've noticed it's easier to get along with people after about a year of difficulty in that area. Yeah, when you change yourself, everything and everyone's reaction to you changes, obviously. I've been doing the challenge for months. My challenge, not my ideal, but I promise things come to you. Yeah, exactly. You step by step. It just depends how fast you can remove the blocks. It just depends, People are like, oh, if I write down 3 times, 6 times, 9 times, 100 times, I'm rich and wealthy, and if it doesn't come to me, it means this whole manifestation thing is bullshit. Yeah, the way you understand manifestation is bullshit. It is bullshit. You gotta understand it the way I explained it in the beginning of this live. It's a game of how you understand the nature of reality, how you identify yourself with the energy source that you are, that's projecting everything, how much responsibility you're willing to take for what's unfolded around you right now. What is your identity? Are you a sick person trying to get well? Are you a poor person trying to accumulate money? Or are you the opposite of that? It has to do with all of this. Assess yourself. My triggers. If I freak out when somebody cuts me off in traffic, and a year from now I also freak out, it means I haven't grown at all in my triggers. Your triggers that you have today have to be, well, ideally they would be 0, but they have to be different than they were a year ago. You should have evolved in the last year, or since you've been doing the challenge or this work or your meditation. If you feel great during your meditation and then you go out there, somebody cuts you off and you lose it, fuck you, this and how dare you, but that person can't even hear you. The only energy system that hears that is your own energy system, and your kids, maybe, knock on wood, who are in the back. You're not growing. The meditation is for nothing. You understand? The whole point of meditation is just a tool. It's a tool to change you. If it doesn't change you, stop doing it. You're doing something wrong. I love my SP, but I haven't been able to manifest him because I have bad beliefs about men and relationships. Yeah. So if you already understand your paradigms, unless you take the tools to change that, you're not going to manifest him or anyone else. You can manifest him in the same, who comes back to the same person and based on the same expectations that you have of men in general. By the way, watch my playlist on Manifest SP, okay? Because you're going to find a little bit of a different way to think about it. Let's see. Let's see. I just want to say, what is the negative if you curse at somebody in traffic? You know, I don't want to get paranoia into people's heads, but you know, everything you say to yourself, right? But that's not where I want you to stay in your mind. I just want you to stay in your mind as to, why have I done this? What else could this mean? You see, because if you cursed at somebody in traffic, it means you think the bad things that happen are personal to you. That person who caught you off in traffic doesn't know you and doesn't have anything to do with you. Maybe they're in a big rush, maybe they're a new driver, a bad driver, maybe they're drunk. You don't know their situation. Maybe they're upset, they were just left by, or just fired from their job. You don't know. So if you curse at them, you got to sit back and understand that you have a wrong interpretation of that event that just happened. Because that event has nothing to do with you. And you have the wrong interpretation. Okay? And if you have the wrong interpretation about that event, how many other events do you have the wrong interpretation about? When you go on a date and that guy doesn't call you back, what is your interpretation? He rejected me. I'm ugly. I was too fat. I'll never find anybody. Or is your interpretation of, I guess, he probably got back together with his ex, or he lost my number, or... Do you know what I mean? Like, the meaning you give to an event, you can internalize something defective about you based on that event, or you don't have to. It's a choice. That's what free will is. It's a choice on how you take what that person said or did to you or didn't do to you, didn't call you, didn't... Maybe they passed away. That's why they didn't call you back. You're never gonna know, because you're not supposed to follow up. Know what I'm saying? Choose to interpret it in a way that's beneficial to you. That's all I'm saying to you guys. Choose the interpretation that best serves you. All right, what else I wanted to say? Everything is a feedback loop, okay? Everything is a feedback loop, and you're the input. You're the input into this, more of my past, or it stops here. I don't like what I see around me. This is what I want to see around me. Be very clear with the universe. I want to see palm trees. I want to see sun every day. I want to see whatever you want to see. I want to see, you know, have this image of a man standing beside me, a wedding ring on my finger, this and that. I want that. And this is what is projecting from outside. Step outside of your body, of yourself, via meditation, via altered states of consciousness, not drugs, okay? Your own altered states of consciousness, which you can do via the various tools we described. Do the challenge in my bio, be part of a group of people with the same intention, analyze your dream, journal, do all of these things, and keep that intention. Because remember, when you wake up and you offer a vibration, this is why they tell you to stay in gratitude. Gratitude is just a vibration. It's not because God needs your thank you. It's just a vibration. Just stay in gratitude. Oh my God, I woke up. I look good. I feel good. There's no pain in my body. Or, you know, even if there is pain, you can be like, it could have been so much worse. Guys, thank you so much for all the roses. It's not necessary, honestly. But please do like my live if you see it, just so it'd be promoted. But don't worry about spending money on it. I haven't cashed in anything. Like, I don't even know how to do that. We don't get paid for views in Canada. Let's see, what else? Thank you so much for appreciating my content. Some people, you know, they come on every single one of my videos and they say thank you, or yeah, I don't think I have anything else here. Okay, remember, because your life goes on a script, it is very important, if you don't like the script, that you intentionally disrupt the default script. Intentionally disrupt it by doing something else, the default script and collective narrative, right? Do something different, question your assumptions, challenge the norms, and create your own narrative. That's how you disrupt the script. One more time. Do something different. I tell my queens to do something different every day, even if it's a small thing. Go and get your coffee from a different coffee shop. Do something different. The system expects you, based on your past behavior, to take an action a certain way. Do it differently. Okay? Question your assumptions. Again, this is to the think, what does it mean if that person cut me off? What does it mean if that person didn't call me back? Challenge the norms. Challenge this idea that all men cheat. Challenge this idea that people like you don't get promoted. Challenge these norms, right, that society told you. And then create your own narrative. Disrupt your script. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to change anything, okay? Because the script unrolls automatically. Rebecca, if you list your Venmo, PayPal, no, I don't need you to contribute that way. I'm the one who contributes to you guys. You guys do my 60-day challenge in bio. You'll find it very, very useful. So I don't want any donations or anything like that. Let's see what else is there. Be part of our group, Rebecca, if this is interesting to you, and just sit and observe, and I think you'll like it. I think you know, if you stumbled upon this life, is for a reason. So that's sort of what I wanted to talk about. Obviously follow your intuitive knowledge, downloads, inputs. I have 2 more questions I want to get to from people who wrote to me, so I just want to make sure I don't skip it. What's my haircut? Just letting your hair grow. Letting your hair grow out. Let's see here. Okay. So she's saying, this queen is saying, I just saw your video on how to teach manifestation to kids. I am often conflicted on what to teach them. For example, my fiance was telling my son not to stand on something he shouldn't be standing on. He told him that he could fall and seriously get hurt and lose a limb. He told him that if it happened, his life wouldn't be the same and he would have less opportunities. I agree that I want my child to be safe and not to stand on things he shouldn't be, but I also don't want to instill fear to attract that happening. And if for some reason he did lose a limb, I wouldn't want him to have that limiting belief that he can't do things. I talked to my fiance in that moment and he agreed that we didn't tell our son that if that was to happen. Of course, he can still achieve things and find ways to do things differently. Do you have any general thoughts and guidelines on things like this? Yeah, I really think that if you guys are moms, there is a fine line between purposely instilling fear in your children and explaining to them about the world, right? I'm sure the way you can do that is you see somebody in a wheelchair and you can explain to your son, depending how old he is, right? Can explain that this was probably an accident, that accidents can happen if you're not careful in life, but don't have him internalize that to an action that he's taking in that moment. So I don't agree with that parenting approach that, oh my God, you can cut your finger and you can do this and you can do that, because that fear in a moment, kids are so vulnerable. They're so prone to that. So once you instill an idea in someone's mind that that probability is very possible if you take a certain action, it's writing their paradigms. Remember, our paradigms are mostly written between the ages of 0 and 8 or 9, something like that. And what you describe to your kids, what they observe then, or the fears or the joys you put in them, or the confidence or the detrimental things you say to them, it all sticks. It all sticks. So obviously I want to believe everybody loves their kids, and she's right. You shouldn't tell your kid this is what can happen, but you should teach them about the world in other different kind of ways, right? Like when your daughter is of a certain age, you can show her certain movies of, I don't know, like that movie Juno, you know, If a girl makes a mistake, the consequences on her life and her body are so much bigger than for the boy. And that movie is about teen pregnancy and things like this. So you can show her this outside of the concept of herself, just for her to understand the world. I actually, where's the video about the children? I started a playlist called Manifest for Kids. I think I have like one video there, but I want to do more. I want to do more based on the ages of the kids and just to help out parents, because I think we can raise the next generation in a completely different way with understanding this knowledge. Like obviously with my daughter, I've been telling her since she was little, she's had some incredible synchronicities that were just incredible. You know, we're at the mall one time, and because she was raised in this, she was about 7 or 8, no, she was like 8 or 9 years old. She saw a pajama she liked. It was like $89.99. I was like, no, I'm not spending $100 on a pajama. And she says, no, Mama, I'm gonna pay for it. I said, okay, you know, I'd be happy for you to pay for it, but she doesn't have any money, obviously. So I didn't say, how are you gonna pay for this? You don't have any money. I basically said, I would be really happy if you paid for this and got it for yourself. And as we were walking, we're in the bay, she sees a crisp 100, hand on my heart, okay? I swear to God, she sees a $100 crisp bill on the ground in the store, nobody around. I said, okay, now you can pay for it yourself. She's like, I don't know if I want to spend it on the pajama. I said, no, you told the universe you're gonna pay for this pajama yourself. It's $90 plus tax. Now you can pay for it. You said you would, and the resources for you to do that were given to you. So you gotta acknowledge this, buy the pajama. Right? So it's not just, they will manifest very easily, but also the way you present it to them will make the difference in, oh, that's just a coincidence. Or, oh, you know, oh, the poor person who lost this $100. It's hers because she said that, right? If she didn't say that and it was a different context, like you gotta be so aware as to assess every single one of the contexts. Let me see. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna do more videos for kids. I think a lot of the teens need this understanding, you know? They need this understanding that, first of all, the responsibility, the world tells them so many negative things that we didn't hear, right? We heard when we were growing up, hey, if you work hard and you do this, you're gonna buy a house, and if you behave normally, and you know, you're gonna get married. And it was kind of like that. Like, it was still bad to believe you have to jump through all these hoops to get all these things, but at least we could get them. Now the message to young people is like, you're never gonna be able to afford a home. Political system sucks, economy's going down, the interest rates are high, young people will have to live with your parents until they're 30. Only if you go in this field, and if you do OnlyFans, or if you are a tech master, you know, in technology, you can make money, etc., etc. So the messages are so negative for the young people that are coming up that it's needed. It's needed. You're a single mom of 5 kids. God bless you. There's nothing wrong with that. Now you have to think, what do I want? For me, for my kids? Some single moms of 5 kids don't even dare to think they can find a decent partner. And I want to tell you, it's not true. I don't know if you want that, but I'm telling you, it's a belief. My daughter manifested her first job last week. Amazing, Carla. Why I can't let go of my first crush, but I did let go of all the guys I've dated, even though I don't want him. Could be a million things. Your self-esteem, a certain energetic cord that you have with him that he leached onto you. The sexual act is very, very a connection act in an energetic sense. So it matters, you know, who touches you, what cords you have. If that specific person resonates with a specific trauma or the specific paradigm in your mind about, you know, how maybe when you grew up you saw a man you admired, an uncle, a father, and then, you know, this man has a certain trait. It could be like something small, like he smells like the same cigarettes of that cool neighbor that you looked up to when you were growing up. It could be something that completely irrelevant, but for the mind, once it makes that association, that's what a paradigm is. Paradigms are not necessarily logical. The group work is amazing. Thank you so much, Queen. You finally release a bunch of weight. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Guys, please, I have lists, manifest body, manifest. So I've been able to keep my body at the same weight for 2.5 years now. One job application and one interview, Carla. That's so amazing. Okay, I have one more. Congratulations to your daughter. Dear Mona, I started this journey a year ago, alone, no guidance. I've been noticed I manifest everything I want for me on someone else, for someone else, which makes me profoundly happy, but I want to get what I want for myself too. Perhaps you can help me find out what is it I'm doing wrong about myself. As I've been talking to my subconscious, I asked, get me a person that will tell me what I need to know. And then your video came up as soon as I said that and I opened my phone. So it's been crystal clear. And I wish you the most amazing life and etc. I wish you the most amazing life as well, Queen. And you got to understand that if this happens, first of all, to a lot of people where they have an idea, they have an intention, and it happens to their best friend, to their mother, to their sister. If you have a strong cord or a strong identification with someone else, right? Usually this happens with best friends. We had a woman in our group she was like, okay, I'm gonna design my ideal man. She did up to like, the hair color and the eye color, and then the best friend says to her, I want to introduce you to this guy I just met. They got married within like 2-3 months. She said, when I met him, he was the guy that I had described. Like from his mannerism to his look, I was shocked to see him. And my best friend met him. And I'm so conflicted about what I'm feeling right now, right? So, you got to take this light, okay? You got to take this light. But the cords that we have, remember, we're all the energetic signature from behind, let's call it the other world, right? The world behind this game. So your energetic signature, if it's intertwined with another energetic signature, the game won't be able to distinguish. This is why we can manifest for our kids. Really, we can manifest for anybody that we have cords with and we have connections with. There's a queen who laid out, also in our group, 2 manifestations. One was a trip to Aruba, one was something else. Both of them went to her ex-husband. She was like beside herself. She was like not happy about that at all. That's the person she has cords with, right? She's still intertwined with. So this kind of manifestations give you a chance to assess who these people are within your energy system. Are they siphoning off your energy? Are they taking from you? Are they connected to you? How can you let go? Where is it? Have a conversation with them about some random topic and see how that affects your energy system. How does that distort at the end of the conversation? How do you feel compared to how you felt when you started? You got to assess all this. Oh my God, now I'm scared to manifest. Don't be. Because remember, jealousy is a very low level emotion. So if you manifest something and it goes to somebody else, hang on a second, I gotta put something here. If you manifest something and it goes to somebody else, that just proves your power. So you say, if her, then me. Okay, this time it went to her, it's fine. Now I'm gonna do it again because I just did it. So your confidence should actually increase. If her, then me. Not why her? Well, why her? Because she had a matching energy signature to you and your manifestation. Now it's your chance to be relaxed, to be like, oh my God, I can control this game to this extent. This is so exciting. Gosh, you guys should be so self-fascinated, especially when you start manifesting. You should be like, my God, I completely misunderstood who I was all this time. And now I have a clear, what's going to happen tomorrow? What other amazing thing I can do for somebody, or I can manifest, or who knows what else I'm capable of? That should be your question. What if you change your belief and say my manifestation only comes to me? I wouldn't bother, right? Because that's dropping in a different vibration. Why would you do that? I wouldn't bother. You can and see what happens. But if you stop manifesting altogether, I would work really on how's my energy signature. Like if I was that person with the ex-husband, like I would be like, what love or hate do I have with my ex-husband that's so strong? Because remember, the universe is neutral. It doesn't matter if you love them or you hate them. If you love them or you hate them, you're connected to them. How can I let go of this connection? And of course, all religions tell you how you let go of connections and how you let go of the past. Do you guys know how? Do you guys know how? We talked about this several times. Any idea? It's from religion. It's from every religion. How you let go of connections with people you hate. No. No, you don't know. Nobody. We all know. We have all been told this. Forgiveness, exactly. Forgiveness. You have to forgive, not for them, for you. If you're incapable of forgiving, forget it. Forget it. You're not even close to doing this work. It's hard to forgive. You have to forgive for you. You know, they say hate is this poison you take hoping that it kills the other person. It's really what it is. You're poisoning your own system. And worse so, even more, it's the fact that you're keeping that cord open with them. You're still connected to them as long as you hate them. You have to forgive. So in your head, think of sitting with that person. I know it's hard. It's hard, it's hard, it's hard. But you sit with them anywhere you're comfortable. You say, forgive me. First you say, forgive me. Then you say, I forgive you. I love you and thank you. These are 4 phrases that have been proven to work fast. Forgive me. I forgive you. I love you in your energy form. And thank you for the life lesson. Whatever, for whatever. It's incredibly hard to do with people you hate. I know, I've done it. It's just how committed you are to yourself. You decide if you can do that or not. Yeah, they don't deserve. That's why you don't give them that words. You give them that words in your head, in your imagined scenario. Yeah, like another prayer that's from Hawaii, right? All religions will tell you this. It's outlined very clearly how you can move on, how you can improve your life, but you guys don't want to do it, right? You just don't want to do it out there. We can't forgive them. Okay, so don't. Let's put our hands together. For the 369, I tap 3 times, 6 times, 9 times with the affirmation, I am a winner. This live will be posted on YouTube. I'll be back next Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. One breath in. I am a winner. 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 I am a winner.